Yo, what is going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross video. For this, we'll be going over cosmetics, as well as costumes, weapons, and headpieces, and what you should be doing for them, as well as what, the kind of basics are on what you should buy, what you should not buy, how you can buy them, all the fun things there. So, guys, without further ado, let's go and jump right into it. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do to talk about cosmetics is we're going to talk about different characters and how you can gain other cosmetics on other characters that are of the same character tree. So the first thing we're going to go over is if I go to the coin shop Nunchuck Bond. You'll notice if I go to his closet and I open it up, you'll notice I have his main base cosmetic and his UR cosmetic. But where did I get this third one? Well, this third one actually comes from Red SSR Nunchuck Bond, and this one you actually get because I had the character. If I wanted to get another cosmetic from Red SSR Bond, I actually can get another UR costume from him by actually just taking Red SSR Bond and evolving him. And that will give me a full UR costume for free by just evolving another character of the same character tree. So similarities to that character, we of course have blue SR Meliodas and blue and green SSR Meliodas. We have red Slater and RIP Blue Slater. And we have of course the three Grimoires. We got blue Grimoire, red Grimoire, and green Grimoire. They all share cosmetic sets. There are certain characters that are of the same name tree that do not share cosmetics. For example, we have red SR Bond and blue SSR Bond down here. These characters do not share cosmetic trees with the SSR Nunchuck Bond or the green SSR Nunchuck Bond, so either the red or the green one. They're completely separate cosmetic trees. The same is going to be true for Demon Meliodas, because I know you guys are going to ask that. Demon Meliodas has his own cosmetic tree, separate from normal Meliodas, so if you come out with another version of another character, they're going to have different tree cosmetics. Now, that is also true for both green Lizhawk, red Lizhawk, and blue Lizhawk. And if you look at the green Elizabeth as well as the red SR Elizabeth, I don't know where she is in my box, they will share a cosmetic tree. Now, red SR Elizabeth is actually kind of the exception to the rule. She's actually a very interesting character. Now, there are going to be 3 other Elizabeths that are going to be released in the Japanese version, and red SR Elizabeth actually is the only character in the entire game that is separate and that has a duplicate version of the same color that will actually be a shared cosmetic tree, even though she has a different ultimate and is overall a different kit. So that's actually a very interesting thing for her as a one-off unit, but every other unit that has different character trees has different diverging cosmetic trees. So with cosmetics, of course, the number one thing that you always gotta do is find your waifu and dress her up so she looks like a boss. Yeah, what's up, girl? That's the number one thing. There's nothing else that matters. So a lot of people have been asking me in Twitch chat, they've been asking me through comments to talk about cosmetics, PvP shop things, and what is worth to buy, what's not worth to buy. So with the PvP coins, when you do rank up in PvP, once you finally hit gold, you're going to unlock cosmetics in the PvP shop. This is going to allow you to get any type of SR weapon that is going to improve your account. SR weapons are going to have typically 70 attack and then some type of base stat roll. Are these worth getting? Kinda. Really good short term. But they're very inexpensive. They only cost about 120 coins. And if you think that's a lot, that's literally 4 wins if you're doing it right. If you're not doing it right, PvP coin food is your friend. It's come from chapter 4. You can use chicken to get it, and it gives you 33 coins for win versus 3. When you're looking at these, it's really, really cool to buy all the cosmetics that you're going to need for all the characters that you're going to use. I typically am not going to be buying cosmetics for characters I'm not using. Like this one is for Frieza. I'm never going to use that. I think this one's for Hendrickson. I don't really care about him. Or this one's for Hendrickson, and the other one's for someone else that I don't use, maybe Jillian or something. But there's a lot of cosmetics that I'm not going to use and I could buy, I just never get around to it. So these are all worth getting if you do want to get a small stat gain. And the next tier up, we have these SSR cosmetics, and these ones last a lot longer, but if you do want something just short term so you can just get a minor stat boost very quickly and just start ramping up to higher stat boosts, that's a good way to go. And not every character in the game can get lots and lots and lots of weapon cosmetics, so it's good to go SR and SSR just so you can have more and more stat gains. The SSR cosmetics you can get, they all have about 120, this is Deanne's. This one you can say gives 1% on the pierce rate and 2% critical chance. Is it worth buying? Yes. All the SSR costumes you can see, I bought all of them except for Fat King, Hendrickson, and I think this is Golgius. Pretty sure that's Golgius. And that's Deanne, because I never use her. Then we get to the final rank in here for cosmetics. These are where you get the UR cosmetics. You can only get these with 1,440 points, and you can only get these if you hit the Masters tier. That's why, you know, ranking up in PvP is important, because you can actually get more cosmetics. All of these cosmetics are going to give an extra 180 to your stats, pierce rate. You can see some substats on these as well, and they're all fairly good cosmetics. I went over this in a previous guide, and I went over event costumes. And the thing with event costumes is that if you ever go to the shop here, you'll see a lot of them when they ever put out new cosmetics. It'll say new at the top here, new, 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 new. But if they're an event costume, it'll say event over here. And that's how you know you can purchase the event costumes for gems. But the first time a cosmetic comes out, it's going to be right here, and it's going to be available for only your dollary dues. You can only buy it for dollars. I think this is like $16.99 or $15.99 or something like that. So you can buy your waifus some nice dress-up costumes. Are they worth getting? Sure. I mean, if you want cosmetics, sure, that's great. But certain characters like Easton are only going to have a certain amount of cosmetics, and they're only going to be maxed at a certain amount. So for new characters or characters that were not in the original release, like Arthur is only going to have a set amount of cosmetics and has no event cosmetics. So if I go to Arthur, you'll notice that he only is going to have a certain amount of cosmetics for his main set here, and a couple purchasable cosmetics here, and then his final purchasable cosmetic here. And for weapons, he actually only has 5 weapons. So you will need to buy SR weapons for him, as well as SSR weapons and UR weapons. Now for cosmetics, one of the things people ask me is, how do they work? How do I get stat gains out of them? And can I equip them? So the way cosmetics work, if I go to another character, is I'm going to go to Merlin. Merlin's going to show you, hey, I have going to have a bunch of cosmetics for her. I have way more than I need. And of course, up here, I have this little hanger thing. The hanger thing up here lets you know that you are getting the stats from that cosmetic. The hanger stats are going to go up here on this top line here. These are providing an extra 996 defense. Over here, this is another 11% resistance rate. Down here is crit resistance rate, and then over here is crit defense. The difference between the three is basically this is fixed damage reduction. This one is going to be crit resistance rate, so chance to crit reduce, and this one over here is, of course, crit damage reduction. Same thing can be said on the attack sets. You can see I'm getting an extra 1,000 attack here, and I'm getting other stats over here, getting over almost 8,000 HP. So you can equip a total of 5 cosmetics on your kit, and the next relevant question is, how do I know which cosmetics to equip? Well, first off, you want to go with the highest rarity. Really important, you go with the UR set costumes. They are very, very good. All URs are better than all SSRs, and all SSRs are better than SRs. So that's the order in cosmetics that you want to do in rarity for equipment. Seka, I only have SSR costumes, and I don't have SR. I don't have any UR costumes yet. I don't have a lot. Is it worth to invest into SSR costumes? And is it a good idea? Well, the answer is kind of. So with SSR costumes, you can later on in the game on the Japanese version, you can actually upgrade the costumes, and you can see you can get them to UR status. After UR status, you can actually improve them even further to get more stuff. So it's going to take you a lot of cosmetic upgrades to get an SSR costume to a UR costume later on, and that can actually be a really valuable thing, because SSR costumes being UR, getting you more stats, is a good thing. It's not going to max bin you, but it will get you to the appropriate level for UR costumes. So overall, yeah, that's okay with doing. I mean, it's not a terrible idea. I mean, a lot of characters don't even have all the cosmetics you need to get, max bin. So it's not terrible. It's just going to cost you more upgrades. And these are farmable upgrades that you can get throughout the game. They're not things that you can, lock out. Cosmetic upgrades, if you aren't aware, you can see here this cosmetic is giving me 210 defense, whereas the unupgraded one is giving me 180. The attack and defense cosmetics upgrades are going to give you an extra 30 attack and defense, and let's go find out for HP. Right now you can see I get 1,650 HP for HP cosmetics, and normally 1,410 HP. So a total of a 240 upgrade, or 8 per level? Is that 240 divided by 240 divided by 30 is 8, right? Yeah. So you get another 8 HP per level. Yes, it is worth getting some of the other cosmetics. You can see this cosmetic right here. This is actually on the global version right now. This little headpiece thing that you can get that's on Merlin. That is worth getting, sure. This one you get from the final boss Merlin. This is a free-to-play cosmetic that you actually get. And this one, of course, comes the waifu cosmetics. So these are all the ones that come out later. This one is also in the shop, and I did buy that one too for my Merlin. So yeah, they are definitely worth getting. If you're looking to get some extra stat gains on these characters. They all have different substat roles, and they all can do different things, but overall, you only want to pick the cosmetics that you want to purchase, that you're thinking about for long term. you don't really want to go to the shop and buy cosmetics on a short-term basis. You want to buy them for a long-term basis. For the PvP shop, however, seeing how you can buy these with renewable resources, that's okay worth doing. Now, if you're not going to be spending a large amount of gems in the game, don't want to spend resources in the game, don't want to spend money on the game, there are other ways of getting cosmetics for all free-to-play players. So one of the things that I was spent doing over the last few days is I actually was farming food on auto farm. If you may have seen that in some of my videos where I was actually auto farming food on 4 stamina or 2 stamina and just doing that the entire day. So to upgrade some of the cosmetics on my team, what I was doing is I was going into any individual character and I was actually going to their affection window right over here. This affection window or affinity window is where I maxed out the cosmetics for the characters in order to get them a nice cosmetic. Getting these cosmetics got me an extra 930 HP, 2% regeneration, 2% recovery, 1% regeneration, and 1% lifesteal. So that is a nice little thing that you can do for your characters in order to get more stats. So that's what I do in order to get cosmetics for my characters if I want to get it more free to play. It's a nice little stat bump that you get, making the game not as pay to win and giving you guys who are free to play or a little bit more budget players a more of an edge toward getting, you know, closer to where the pay to play players are. Stat gains that you can get from cosmetics are significant, so you do get a nice little bump from them. So yes, they are worth doing. Yes, it is a good thing to do, and it is free to play friendly, and a lot of people can do it. Food is definitely the way that you would get cosmetics for free to play, and if you do want to put money into the game, that is another way to go. You can always buy cosmetics that come in later to the game, and you can always buy them for non-event related cosmetics for gems. So if I wanted to buy any cosmetic here, you can see an SR cosmetic is going to cost me 10 gems. An SSR cosmetic will cost me 20 gems. And finally, a UR cosmetic is going to cost me 30 gems. Is that worth it? Well, it really depends on the cosmetic and if it's going to be really valuable for that character. So let's go into a cosmetic and talk about that specifically for a specific unit. So I'm going to go all the way down to Lizhawk, which is a character I talk about a lot because she's a character that is really, really powerful. So this cosmetic here is a cosmetic that I wish I had not purchased because of the substats on the cosmetic. Because substats on this cosmetic, if you can't read them here in Japanese, it's okay. This is critical chance, 1% critical chance, and 6% critical damage. This is actually a cosmetic that's actually not that great for Lizhawk because Lizhawk doesn't really scale that well off of crit damage or crit chance. But a really good cosmetic for her would be this one over here, which is going to be one with attack and 3% pierce rate, where Lizhawk actually scales very well with pierce rate, so getting her a pierce rate cosmetic is very, very valuable. Conversely, there are other characters in the game that do have cosmetics that are exceptional for their kits. So if I go over to... Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go look at some of the new things that just came out to 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. And some of the things that just came out were the bundles for the new cosmetics. So you can see here we have the new cosmetics that just got released a few days ago here. We have the new Hauser costume because you can only buy that for $40, as well as get 50 gems for 40 bucks. So I mean, that's But you'll notice that a lot of the new weapons that just got released have this thing event at the very top here. Now this will let you know that these weapons here are only ever going to be available for gems at this time. So if you did want to pick up these weapons, the only one that I would even consider picking up is this Slater weapon because it is phenomenal. It is a 10% pierce rate weapon. The Hendrickson and Dreyfus weapons, however, we have the Dreyfus weapon here giving 3% pierce rate, 1% crit chance, and 6% critical damage is also phenomenal. And then we look at the Hendrickson weapon, which is not nearly as good, a 2% pierce rate, but 5% crit chance, which is very large. So all three of these weapons are very, very good to pick up if you're big Whalen. But if you're not big Whalen, I would probably just pass on these because all three of these characters have very little viability in the future. Slater is the only one with any type of viability that I would consider useful for a unit that needs a weapon. For their armor pieces as well as head pieces though, those are also available if you wanted to pick those up. And as you can see at the bottom here, they are going to leave the shop in 8 days and 15 hours. At the end of this duration, they will never come back for gems again, unless they decided to re-release certain other cosmetics on global differently than they do on Japan. On Japan, once the event cosmetics leave, they're gone for good. They may release them at like a year down the line or a year and a half down the line, so people have other opportunities to pick them up that didn't start the game in the last year or so. So that would be an interesting thing if they did that, and that would be great. But as of right now, they have never come back. So with the new sets that are out right now with the new cosmetic event, I would consider buying a lot of these weapons. Now, first off, Gila is kind of a kind of buy, not buy. But the reason Gila is a kind of buy is because Gila has a decent amount of free-to-play cosmetics already. But the problem with Gila is that she doesn't really have any use in actual content right now, but she's an amazing support unit. So that's why Gila is probably the 4th on my list of cosmetics to buy. Then we have Jericho. Now Jericho, for her whole cosmetic kit here, there's only 2 pieces I would even consider buying. The first piece I would consider buying would be the weapon, because it has 5% critical damage, which is huge for Jericho's kit. And a lot of our other weapons don't have as high critical damage, so it's very, very good to pick up. And the second thing I would pick up would be her headpiece. And her headpiece right here, giving 1,410 HP, as well as 5% recovery rate and 2% lifesteal being the big one, is also good at. Then we of course have Gil Thunder, and Gil Thunder is going to have a 2% pierce rate, 5% critical damage, and he's also going to have a headpiece. Now with Gil Thunder, I actually would kind of skip the weapon. You don't really need high attack on Gil Thunder in any of his forms for any reason. I would also skip the armor piece because you don't really need it, but the headpiece I would definitely pick up if you do have some free gems. This is probably 3rd on my priority list of things to buy, Jericho being 2nd. The number 1 priority thing to pick up, no matter what, no matter who you are, no matter if you're free to play or pay to play, when this comes out on March 31st in 8 days and 15 hours from when I'm recording this, you need to pick up this Hauser weapon. This is the best weapon for him in the game. It comes out with 8% pierce rate and 6% critical damage. It is an insane weapon. We saw this in comparison to the Slater weapon. This is the fucking best weapon I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen a better weapon. For Hauser, you don't have to pick up his armor piece. This is not a needed piece to pick up, but you can see it is very good with 8% critical resistance. And finally, his last thing with his headpiece, 7% regeneration is awful, and I was hoping for something else on this thing, but no matter what, at the end of the day, it is a UR headpiece, and Hauser does solely lack in these, so definitely pick up both the weapon as well as the headpiece. The armor piece you could probably get away with skipping. The Hauser does have other cosmetics coming out in the future that you could buy piecemeal if you really want to, but if you wanted to buy the whole set, that would not be a wholly bad thing. Grimoire. So here's the thing with Grimoire. Grimoire is actually a very good unit. The things that you need to pick up for Grimoire, if you did want to buy anything for him, would be skip the weapon, buy the armor and the headpiece. And the reason you want to pick up the headpiece is because this Grimoire here, the red SR Grimoire, he is such a toxic unit. I have seen him do some super work on some whale comps. So if you're a big whale, this would be like the lowest priority. But if you really wanted to build out a Grimoire, armor and headpiece, yeah, that's worth. The weapon you can kind of skip though, because for some reason SR Grimoire does not get weapons. So the other reason I'm saying you can skip the weapon is I've never seen an SR unit that got a weapon that didn't have one before, where the SSR had one. So for example, Hauser has weapons, right? And his other 2 versions of himself have never had weapons, or probably will never have weapons. So I don't think that you should pick up the weapon for Grimoire, because Green Grimoire has seen no use in PvP content since launch on the Japanese version. I don't think he's going to see any in the future. But I do see a lot of use on the red Grimoire, and if you think that's going to be useful to you, then that'd be great. So just headpiece is fine. All right, the last thing on cosmetics is if you go to any individual town, you'll notice that sometimes you'll have a black market symbol at the very bottom saying the black market character is going to be there for the next 12 minutes or the next hour or whatever, and you go into your town and hit this little black icon for the shop, and that will take you directly to the black market shop. This is another way to get cosmetics in the game, and it will actually just cost you gold. So if I go over to the cosmetic black market vendor, you'll notice that she has 3 weapons available. One of these weapons is actually for Nunchuck Bond for 20 gems, and the other weapons are available for gold. Should I buy these directly for gold? No. What you should do is first you should do a raid demon for that specific town, lower the amount of cost that it's going to be here by 20%, and then the next step is you'll actually walk over to the village donation person all the way back here, way down here, over here. I'm just going to do this for the video because I'm not actually going to buy it right now, but I'm going to buy some other things. Oh wait, no, this is the village. Oh hey, as a side note, village donation event on JP, Pog. Okay, so this is the village donation event, if you didn't know, right here. Just as a side note, you basically donate gold and you get SSR medals out of it. But hey, I got to donate 1 million gold anyway, so whatever, no big deal. Yay, Pog. Okay, cool. Thanks. I needed SR medals and SSR medals and rare medals. Thanks. 1 million gold, you get all those medals. Cool. Okay, now I'm gonna go back over to the black market vendor. Amazing, incredible. And I see this cosmetic here. Now the cosmetic price has been reduced to 250,000 to 200,000. Obviously, I don't need to buy this, but I'm gonna buy it just for the shits and giggles. And if you're looking for other things that you can give out to other characters, if you're looking to grind out character affection for characters, this is a good way so you can buy some of the character affection things out of here. Do I buy these? Fuck no. I could not give a shit about 500. If you really want to, you can. It's not a bad deal. The things that you can get out of here, where the prices are at, it's fine. I just don't want to go around every single day finding these characters. God, that's just boring. But if you want to, yes, it is worth the time and effort. I just don't want to do it because I CBA. The last question I'm going to get asked about these cosmetics is the gem cosmetics that we get out of here. Are they worth it? Well, the answer is yes for the UR cosmetics and no for the SSR cosmetics. So if you're gonna spend gems on the cosmetics out of here, the SSR cosmetics are not very good, and they really only give you 120 extra attack, and you're gonna give you some substats that are okay. But the UR cosmetics that you can get out of the black market vendor, those are all extremely top tier. And the reason they're so top tier is because on the original Japanese release, each of the UR cosmetics that you bought from this black market vendor only had 120 or 130 attack, I think. They had like 126 or 130 attack. It was actually a very low value of attack. And to offset that, what they did was they actually gave them an incredible amount of substats. They gave them extra pierce rate, they gave them extra damage, so that's why some of the cosmetics that you see out of the black market shop are gonna have way better cosmetics, like this Jericho sword having way larger amounts of stats for a lot of characters. If we go to any of the UR cosmetics, a lot of these are gonna have way higher substats than you see normally and have multiple cosmetic stats that are just a little bit different. So if you're looking to get really good gains on your character for UR cosmetics, the ones for the black market vendor for 30 gems are definitely a worth to pick up if you're looking to build out cosmetics for characters. So only buy the UR cosmetics for gems. Do not buy any of the SSR cosmetics for gems. You can only buy, I would only buy those for gold, and only after I use the village donation person to lower the amount of gold. And it's not 1 million gold, by the way, it's only 30K. I just randomly had that happen to me and I was like, oh, nice, pog. The SR cosmetics are also worth picking up because, you know, not everybody in the game has all cosmetics on all characters. Giving yourself minor stat bumps is always a good thing for a small amount of gold, so definitely worth picking up if you do want to get minor stat bumps. They don't last forever, but you're not building for forever, you're building for now because you need now to be an improvement. And then when UR cosmetics come out that you want to purchase for gems come out, then you can replace those SR cosmetics. Alright guys, well my name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys need more cosmetic questions or you have any comments, questions, concerns, please check me on Twitch. I'm going to be live every day, Monday through Friday, except for Wednesday, as well as Saturdays and Sundays if you do need some help on the game, and I will help you out there. If you guys want to check me out even further, or if you want to support the channel even further, of course, like the video, tell your friends, do all that cool stuff because it helps. And then of course, subscribe to the channel because you think I'm awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.